Hello everyone, welcome back to another Space Marine 2 video. In this video, I'm going to go over what I feel is the best loadout for the tactical on lethal mode. I've tested it out and it is pretty successful, but however, with the state of lethal as it is now, and you know, it is pretty fun, but it is still pretty difficult on your own. So, let me know if you want to see that video of me trying to get through a lethal difficulty mission on my own. Obviously I didn't, I failed, but I got pretty far into the mission. Anyway, this is a pretty good loadout. I must say I'm very happy with this build. But if you guys want to do a different type of build, and you know, let me know, please do. Like if you want like a melter build or a heavy bolter build, for example, it's something to think about. Anyway, let's get into the perk tree. So the core perks that I have are balanced distribution, relentless pursuit, and Emperor's Vengeance. So the balanced distribution, your primary weapon deals 10% and your secondary does 10% less. So you'll be using your primary a lot more. I mean, the tactical is mainly his rifle anyway, so fingers crossed, you know, you're not spamming your pistol on lethal mode. I mean, the only time I use a pistol is against the Minoris enemies, where it's like, you know, like a Zangor or a Termagant or a Homagant or the cultists, for example. That is the only time I use the pistol. It's just quick, you know, horde clearer. But then, you know, it's something to think about when you're using the pistols. Anyway, next core perk, Relentless Pursuit. After a gun strike, ranged damage increased by 25% for 5 seconds. So that is a strong perk again. I mean, it's only 5 seconds, but it's still, that 5 seconds could be the difference between you know, killing a warrior that's storming towards you, and you know, you might not have that, you know, damage to get him into a stunned state, for example. So that is a pretty good, strong perk, and I do highly recommend it. Emperor's Vengeance. So the killing a Majoris level or higher enemy restores your primary weapon's ammo by 1 magazine. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. Cooldown is 30 seconds. So with this, I've noticed it glitches out the grenade launcher and basically just reloads all the grenades back to, like, I think it's 11 grenades with my build. So that is a pretty strong perk in my opinion, because you get a magazine back, but you get all your grenades back. So in a way, this is really strong, especially with the grenade launcher, like I'm saying. So the team perk, the transhuman physiology. So all squad members restore 30% more contested health. So that's a big thing that I really enjoy using. I think that's meant to go in with the stims. So if you use your Medicaid, you get more than what the contested health is saying you'll get, which is pretty awesome. I think it's a essential perk compared to the recoil and the damage increase. I do think this is more essential because, you know, you're constantly getting hammered on lethal, and you know that it's there, and it's pretty painful to get hit so many times with something like a bolt gun from a Thousand Suns Astartes. So anyway, let's get into the gear. So the 3 perks that I have are priority targeting, precise calibration, and expert timing. So I have these 3 as like an Auspex build to really crank up that damage. So the mark on the Auspex lasts 8 seconds, but it ignores Minoris enemies. So the Minoris enemies are like the little guys, and it just ignores them, and it focuses the Majoris, the bigger guys, which, you know, and the extremists, which is pretty awesome. And you can that perk coming tandem later with another perk that I've got on. So precise calibration enemies marked with Auspex can take an additional 75% damage, but however the Auspex range is shrunk down a little bit. I mean, it's workable, and obviously if you're accurate with your Auspex and you're not just, you know, slapping it into a massive horde of enemies expecting to get a little bit of something on there, then, you know, you've got to really be like it says, you've got to be precise, and, you know, it's in the end worth it, because, for example, against the Hive Tyrant, that really does a lot of damage. And then the next perk, in tandem with this precise calibration, expert timing. So enemies marked by Auspex can take an additional 100% damage. So these two mixed together is 175% more damage, and on top of that, because this is an extra 8 seconds and this one takes away 4 seconds, that is a 12-second Auspex scan. So that is a pretty, you know, it's like an upgrade. It's like a way better version of the Auspex, like the base Auspex. So these three in tandem is probably the best loadout, gear-wise, you could probably ask for. I mean, please let me know if you think there is a better combination. I mean, this is also a great perk, but then you lose out on that 75% extra on top of the 100%. So, I mean, yeah, you tag a enemy with the Auspex, but you don't get that 175, you only get the 100. I mean, 100 is still a major boost, but you do not get that extra 75. So it's 175 here, or 100 here, and you get the little Auspex boost. So, like I said, that is your choice. If you want to go for like a melee, or more of a melee-based tactical, this is the one I'd recommend. And then this is the one that I'd recommend if you're going for like the grenade launcher build. So anyway, let's get to the signature. So the signature is the Marked for Death. Now, so the Marked for Death is a perk where basically Majorist or Extremist enemies can basically get one shot in the head. I think it's only the tactical can do this headshot, not the teammates around him, which kind of sucks. But this class is really helpful. For example, if you're up against a pair of zoanthropes, you can tag them both and then one shot with one, and then use these two perks over here to do the 175. So you can really deal with these two, the two zoanthropes really fast if you use this perk. But you're also a bit handicapped because this one is the radius is small, so you've got to really be precise. But this is my build, and honestly, I'm loving it. It's really working for me in lethal mode, and honestly, this is the perks here are probably going to be the meta. Obviously, there's the plasma rifle build that's sort of got that. There's other little things that are going on, but yeah, like this perk, I think, and then that perk, I think it does a bit of a glitch where you get all your ammo back. But you know, I haven't tested that out thoroughly. But like I said, this is my recommended build for the bolt gun grenade launcher. So the bolt gun with the grenade launcher. So I'm using the Galthamore Crusade with a grenade launcher. So how many times can I say with a grenade launcher? Yeah, so this is probably, in my opinion, one of the best bolters out of these last four. The other one I'd recommend is this one because you get such a big ammo boost. Obviously you don't get the damage or the accuracy boost from the other two, but you get more ammo. So in a way, I mean, you can even get a faster reload, but like I said, this build is for this weapon only, the grenade launcher, and it's certainly a big help. So the perk tree. So here we go. The first perk you ever unlock is a extended magazine, which is a big help. It's 15%. So whatever 15% of 12.25 is, which is, I'm joking. I wasn't lining up a, do you know, like a quick math question for you guys. I'm joking. I think it's 50. No, that's not right. It's about no. My God. I don't. It's 57.5. There we go. So yeah, but obviously it's on the magazine, so I've just wasted my time trying to figure that out. So anyway, less messing around. So anyway, let's get to the rest of the perks instead of trying to do quick math. But yeah, so next perks is magazine restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by a full magazine, like the last perk where we got a full magazine back. So we're getting consistently ammo back, but this one is when your health drops below 30%, which is a bit of an but you get your ammo. So you've got to try and, you could probably take advantage of that. If you heal and then you lose your health again, then you heal, you could just get ammo back every 30 seconds. So that is something that you could do. Anyway, the next two is perpetual precision. So it basically increases accuracy, and fast reload just makes it that bit faster. So the artificer perks, able precision. So after using ability class, maximum spread decreases by 5 seconds. So your accuracy is increased even more after you use your Auspex, which is pretty cool. Great Might. So damage increases by 10% against Terminus level enemies, like your Zoanthropes, your Lictors, your Scarab Occult Terminators, stuff like that. Basically take more damage from your weapon now. Increased capacity, so that's a bigger reserve for your weapon, so that would be 25 extra rounds in your reserve, which is pretty awesome. And then cleaving fire. Shots penetrate enemy block stances, dealing 25% of the usual damage. Okay, so I think from what I'm reading from that, it's doing a lot less damage, but you're getting through the armor. The shield, I'm sorry. Not the armor. Of course you're getting through the armor using a bolt gun. But yeah, that is a pretty cool perk, and it's pretty helpful going up against the warriors, which block with their swords. Anyway, so let's get to the relic. So Rampage. After killing 10 enemies in succession, you deal 25 more damage. 25%. I've got to clarify it's percent, not just 20, just a flat 25. 25% more damage for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 30 seconds. So again, another little damage perk here, and it is pretty helpful for those who want to do that. If you just unload your bolter into a horde of Hormagaunts and then you get this boost, you can just literally swap to your to the next target, which is probably either a warrior with a whip or warrior with his 2 swords, or even like a heretic Astartes, stuff like that, and you'll get that extra damage off, as well as probably all the other damage buffs that I've just been talking about. So another extended magazine there, so that's another 15% just for you. And then equipped weapons maximum spread decreases by 25% when firing without aiming. Now that is interesting. So basically it's improving your hip fire, which is pretty awesome, I do think. I mean, that's probably something that could help with, obviously, just you don't want to aim, you just literally just going all out against a massive horde of enemies. So like I said, this is my favorite build, and it is pretty strong for the bolt gun rifle. So let's get onto the bolt pistol, the Aphelion Liberation Alpha, the one that holds the most ammo out of the 3. So let's go to the perk tree. If you've noticed, there's a common thing going on here. I'm going for all the bottom perks every single time, and they just seem to be the better option. Because accuracy, yeah, it's cool and all, but it's not. As long as you know how to hit your shots and how to aim, I don't think there's any point in increasing the accuracy of these weapons. So let's get into the standard first little perk that we've got going on here. Great Might. Damage increased by 10% against Terminus level enemies. So like I said, the bigger guys, the ones that really irritate you when throwing down and getting into it. So next 2 perks, Mastercrafted, Retaliation and Iron Grip. So Retaliation, after a perfectly timed dodge, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. So I don't know if that applies to the gun strike, but it is pretty helpful against the like a lictor when it does one of them undodgeable dive attacks on you, or like the Scarab Occult when he, you know, literally shoulder barges you and stuff like that. You know, it's pretty helpful. And Iron Grip, after a gun strike, recoil is reduced by 35% for 5 seconds. So these two really do work in tandem, so you're doing more damage and you're more accurate. So that is a big deal. So the Artificer perks: Divine Might, damage increased by 10%. Now that is just a flat increase, which is pretty awesome, pretty helpful, and I do think it is needed. So Extended Magazine, 15% for that, big help. And then obviously there is the next perks, so the Relic. So Rapid Health, your health is below 30%, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores your health by 5%. That 5% isn't awesome, but it is a help when you're literally on your knees begging for a Medicaid stim. So next perk, another Extended Mag, don't really need to explain that, and then another Divine Might where you do a bit more damage. So overall you get more ammo in your pistol and you're doing a bit more damage, and obviously if you hit those dodges or parries right, you get a bit of a boost. So that is pretty, I mean, this is dodge only, so maybe going for the go for them dodges a bit more. So yeah, let's get onto the chainsword. So the equivalent Dedication, which is the fencing version of the chainsword, is a big help for me. I certainly do use the fencing one a lot more than the balanced and the blocking one. I don't know anybody that uses the blocking one. It's certainly an interesting concept, but I don't think they hit it right on the head. It certainly needs to be looked at as the blocking defense, but I do think it is. Fencing is the way to go. So, first perk is Perpetual Strength, increases the melee by 5%. Okay, so the next 3 perks is Swift Recovery, heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. Applies to the following attacks: Quick Punch, Front Kick, Shoulder Bash, and Stomp. So yeah, that is a big help when you're losing health. Especially on lethal, they certainly, well, when they're enraged, they do a lot of damage, and, well, you certainly need that restoration when it comes to contested health, because, Jesus Christ, it goes down so fast. It's painfully, like, if you're not careful, you can lose a lot of health. Perpetual Strength times 2, which is about 10%. So we've gone to the Artificer perks here. Sword Blade is perk where it just increases another hit to the light combo, which is pretty awesome. So let's get on to the next 2, which is just 10% boosts against both factions, because I decided, I know this is crazy, I've gone to the top layer of perks, simply because I do not like this. It switches the punch with a full throttle. It's just a charge up attack. I don't really enjoy it. I prefer having a second stomp. So yeah, so here we are with Hard Target. Performing light combos, you take 15% less damage. I haven't really noticed that 15% because lethal is it's literally lethal, and I can't stand still. I need to keep dodging and rolling and finding cover in lethal still, surprisingly, even though they've made it slightly easier to play. But yeah, let's get into the last perk here. So the Trampling Stride, that is a big help. That obviously that second stomp. So the first stomp initially clears all the enemies around you, but if there's even more piling in, you can just do that second stomp and clear the second load out. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my tactical build. If you like this build, and you know, if you test it out, and let me know in the comments how you feel about this build, and well, please do. Like, if you like this build, and you know you've not really played the tactical that much. I know a lot of people love the tactical because he's so diverse and he's so malleable to the the world of these operations. And obviously all these other ones have such distinct attributes to their characters. Like the assault is the get in there and melee guy, so is the vanguard. The bulwark is hit me with every shot, but I will also heal you and hold the ground. The sniper is I'll chill at the back and I'll shoot those enemies for you. And the heavy is, well, the heavy is a heavy, and he's pretty awesome. It says it in his name. He's carrying a lot of heavy gear. But yeah, if you do like this build and you want a different build, or you want me to try and get better build, build. Oh my god, build builds. Yeah. So if you want me to do another build, like a heavy build going on, or an assault, I need to level up my assault. I need to level up my vanguard. I've already done a bulwark video. I'll put that in a little bookmark at the top, and I need to do a sniper build with my little retributor there. So yeah, if you did like this video, please do drop a comment. Let me know what you think I could change about this whole build. Obviously there's the perks, there's all the perks of the weapons, but yeah, if you do like this and you want more content like this, please do subscribe and give it a like. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.